Hi guys, I'm ExactChaos and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic. This is realistic mode and we are slowly progressing. Things are looking a little bit better at the moment than they were a few episodes ago. And I think we might be, if we get a few more workers and we can export a few more things, we might get to a point where we are cash flow positive, though it might not happen before we have to do another loan. But anyway, we'll keep track of that. I do want to see about setting some of these things up. I want to see about replanning our rail to start the rail planning, and I want to see about working towards a coal mine over here. So those are the kind of things that we're doing. Excellent. So this is doing well. That should be not empty yet, but anyway, we are pretty close to producing boards, I think. And yeah, that would be good. How are we doing on our roads? Yeah, we could probably start doing another section of asphalt road there. This one through here is not too bad. We could do, well, once we've done them. Let's just get the rest of this done a little bit first. So let's do that first. Now, I was thinking about this the other day. I watch different YouTubers at different speeds, and I was wondering at what speed you guys are watching me, so if you wouldn't mind, please let me know in the comments down below at what speeds do you typically watch my videos. That just a bit of interest. Do you watch it at 1.5? Do you watch it at 2? Do you watch it at 1? I just thought that'd be a bit interesting to find out, so please put it in the comments down below. Okay, so where are we at? Now, there's been a lot of comments around storage of these things. Now, what I'm going to do in this area, I'm going to start planning for rail, probably somewhere around this way. And what I'll do is I will actually use this distribution office to move excess stuff into a purpose-built facility where the rail can actually come and pick it up. Now, this isn't a super effective setup because we're using smaller steel mill and smaller facilities here. We're also never going to go full tilt on ore and things over here. We'll do proper steel mills elsewhere on this map. But for the time being, what we're going to do is we're just going to use this to kind of expand our republic, because that's really what this is about at this stage. It's our starting setup where we're going to start expanding, where we're going to go and expand a little further as we go on. And we're going to use this to do that so that we don't have to keep importing stuff. Yeah, over here all is good, and we should be pretty close to some harvests in a few locations. And I'm keen to see how that works. I'm assuming there's going to be a mess of stuff here, and we are actually out of crops at the moment. Well, not quite out of crops, but I'm assuming this guy is bringing crops in. Yeah, that's okay. So let's speed things up a little bit. There's a lot happening. This is pretty close. Oh, and there's been a comment around using an extra construction office for cranes, and I kind of like that idea, because at the moment the cranes are a little bit problematic, and what we need to do is probably do different ones so that we can send them at different times so that they don't all get assigned to the same construction building or same construction site. Now let's just have a look here again with the non-workers. I haven't actually figured out why these guys aren't, why these workers here, or these buses aren't actually doing their spacing. Let's have a quick look if I can have a look at that. Guys, oil workers. Do we need to line detail? Line spacing is not supported. I thought that's what this does. Did I not do this right? Hang on. Completely possible. Aha! There we go. Fixed. Time gap mode is variable. So what does that actually even mean? So if we do every 30 seconds, then fair enough. Then we're putting a time gap in every 30 seconds. That's okay. Fully understand that. But variable time, I'm assuming we want fixed time then. But I don't know. What does variable mean in this context? Shall we go there and see? Well, shall we do that and see what that does? Okay, so now if we do oil workers, just want to see in this line, what is our ideal spacing? Line length, line spacing. Yeah, I don't quite know. This thing is supposed to do something, but I don't know. Let me know in the comments, because obviously I don't know how this one works. But let me know in the comments if you've got some thoughts around what I'm doing wrong with regards to my line spacing, because that should resolve our power issues. Now, if we wanted to expand the power, we're going to have to actually expand on this, because this is not great, because we are now starting to run out. Because we're getting workers here more frequently, we are starting to see this move down a little bit more. So this is definitely something that I'm a little concerned about. So we may have to start looking at a bit of an expansion here. Let's have a quick look. If I pause it for a second while I don't need to pause it. If I have a quick look at the oil situation and we have a look at these oil pumps, we could do something else over here. But what we will need though is, can we, if I have a look, if I grab the pipe here, we could get an underground connection in here. So we could connect like probably 3 more to this one, which is not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Something that we can start working on. Now, let's quickly set them out. We don't necessarily have to build them straight away, but we may have to. We definitely don't want to run out. That's obviously cause for concern if we run out. That's 16. That's 24. 24 wouldn't be too bad. Up here, 22. So if we go up here as 23, I'm going to pause because I'm having power issues. If I go 24 there, okay, and I go 19, we'd need to get power in here as well. Yeah, I think 19 is about the best we're going to do here. Now, what is the next one? Oh, we could actually grab a pretty reasonable 21 over on this side, and that'll feed in here pretty easily, actually. I think that's about what I want to do then. Yeah, something like a 21 seems to be about the best we're going to do. So I think something like that would work. And what I'm kind of wondering is how we're going to do the piping and then the road. So let's quickly do a pump, not a pump jack, a pumping station. This one. We're actually looking for 3 into 1, which is that one. Pumping station, and would that be underground? Oh, this is the underground one, 3 into 1. So if we do that, what does that actually cost us to build? Yeah, not too bad. We can accommodate that. Now, it doesn't... Oh, it has got a road connection somewhere over here. So what we'll need to do is we'll need to... I'm thinking... place it somewhere like this. Okay. And we could even... Oh, actually... If we do that, it will be powered. Now, I'm tempted to run above ground. Oh, it can't actually run above ground. If we do the other one, that doesn't go... Well, I'm assuming we can go underground. Yeah, it's fairly minor, these things. Underground's obviously going to make things much easier, but it'll be way more costly, right? 47 tons of steel for that. I don't think that's what I'm after. If we do the above ground, let's just have a look all the way to here. Oh, it's fairly similar, actually. Okay, well, let's do that then. Let's go underground. If it's going to be that similar, let's do that. It needs boards, though. And gravel. The other one is basically just steel. Yeah, maybe let's be a little bit more efficient on this. Sorry, I'm a little indecisive because we're still not quite flush with construction materials and things. So it's probably in our favor to just sort that out a little bit, or just take it a little slower. Now let's go back to this and do the above ground one. We'll do something like this. It's actually looking pretty nice and direct, to be honest. So let's do that, and it will be powered though. And then we'll bring the other one in over here. Yeah, that's going to be all good. I will go and say start the construction there. Now from this one to this one, I believe we can go underground, right? Infrastructure is in the way. If we go underground, if we say do something like that, and we then do this, honestly, can I not find, if I go deeper, that's a bit of a bummer, isn't it? Can we'll get it to go over there. Haha, there we go. That's fine. So that's fine. That means we actually have another spot here, but I think that's going to be all good. We will go ahead and do that. I don't think it'll be assigned straight away because it's out of range. So that's fine. Let's do that. So that's the planning for it. That's a little section of underground, which is just going to make this area easier to deal with. And on this side of things, what we'll do is we'll go about doing that. We'll ultimately need to run a little path up here. It's kind of I like the look and feel of the little service track. This one, on the other hand, it's probably not the end of the world, but what we can do is we can slowly run something up there. We'll do something like this. So it's kind of a... Oh, actually, we might have quite did that properly. But anyway, we'll do a little something like this. And we'll kind of try and tie it in like that. So that's kind of just something that we're going to do. And this should be in the range for all of these firefighting vehicles and things to get there. So that's fine. Let's unpause and have a quick look. Are we power problems? We're maxing out power at the moment, and we should be exporting. Just double check that we are in fact exporting. We are exporting. I don't know if we can export any more. Why is this? Well, we paused the game, that's why. And we are waiting on steel. But yeah, everything else is looking pretty good. We could obviously export these things that do not generate a lot of money. But yeah, we could probably start looking at doing that. Get us a little bit closer to self-sufficiency. We are June. So let's have a look at June's books. So if we go to last month, our exports were pretty good there, right? Lots and lots. The mechanical components and the clothes are really making money. Bitumen and power, all doing a good job at the moment. Even alcohol and food, and a little bit of fuel. But I think that was just basically emptying out that other one there. So this has not started happening yet. Oh, emptying out the old one here. And is that empty now? That is empty. So what I'll do is I'll now delete this. Let's clear that one out. Thank you very much. And what we'll do is we'll also trim back on that section there, because what I want to do now is actually put a new section of road in here to provide that access point. So let's grab this. If I do the unsnapping, you should be able to get that to work. Well, or okay, hang on. Let's plan this out a little bit more proper. So what I'm going to do is so at the moment they're doing this thing here, and what I'll do is I will build Well, the other thing is we could do that, we could do this, right? Might be even better. So let's do that. Get that going. And we'll go ahead and assign that for construction. That's not going to be too damaging to us at the moment, I think. Okay, now let's plan out where is our coal. Let's double check that. Yeah, so it's up in the hills over here. So let's close this down and find ourselves. We're not pausing, right? No, we're not. And find ourselves a mine. I can never find these things. Construction, gravel, wood, coal. Here we go. Coal mine. Okay, now let's find. It's quite a distance, actually. Really? I've got the coal mine, right? Really? Oh, I'm heading in the wrong direction. Hang on. Let's find this. It's up here, I think. Yeah, we go. Heading in the wrong direction. Now, these could be a pretty reasonable source that we can find here. Something like a 60. These veins here. I don't want to get us too far away, but I also want to make sure that we're getting a reasonable. Only 45. Yeah, that's interesting. So it seems like if you've got all of them around you like these, it's gonna be better. 58. 58 was about the best we could do over there. $59. Here we go. Ooh, 60. 60. So if we plan it out this way, right? I'm just gonna plop it down for the time being. So that's where it's gonna go. So we need probably this road to extend. So let's start by planning that out a little. And I'll do this so we can see where these are going. Again with the power. I hope the access is still working. Is it up there? Is going to be a pretty easy one. Yeah, so it's probably. So the question mark I have is: do we instead run this one? So let's see where are we? Okay, if we hug the ridge here, yeah, I think that's okay. So let's do that. Let's give it a bit of a turn. See, straighten that up a little. Okay, we'll do something like that, and we'll tie that one in over there. So something like that. That's going to be our road access there, and this is looking pretty reasonable on the ridge here. Actually, not too bad. And then we need to start looking at what we can do with terms of rail access. So there's a fair bit of planning that needs to go into that. We are without power. Presumably we'll have power now. Yeah, we're going to have power now. Even the little prison bus didn't bring us much. Now the idea is, I'm hoping we will see less. Yeah. Where are these going? Oh, probably going over here, right? Yeah, we've got workers here. Yeah, this is dropping. We're gonna need to start doing that fairly soon. Are we? No, we're not harvesting yet. This is underway. There's a lot of stuff under construction. That's done. This is underway and in need of a few. Actually, it's underway quite nicely. This is underway. Yeah, we're all waiting. Yeah, construction has stopped because it doesn't have stuff it needs. But yeah, I think all in all, things are in fact happening over here. Lots of construction is happening. We'll slowly move our way through things. I know. Yeah, it'll take a lot of imports to make that work. Let's switch off actually. Switch off this. Keep an eye on stuff. Is this building still not done? What's going on here? Steel. What's happening with my steel? Right? Not enough people? Yeah? Steel should be... We should be getting more steel. Come on. Yeah, obviously power is running now. Do we need more buses? I do wonder if I'm doing that right. Where's this guy going? Steel mill to the unfinished conveyor. Ah, the conveyors are taking a fair bit of steel then. Yeah. Need to be cautious. Need to be cautious of getting all of these things done. Okay. So we'll leave the things be to go on a little bit, and now let's replan this. I messed this up a fair bit, and you guys pointed that out correctly. So let's start by thinking about how we're gonna do this. Okay, so we'll just get rid of all of this. Okay. So we can have these guys go into these three, and then the issue is we need a certain length, right? So let's have a bit of a look here. So if I go, metro, nice. Wood based. I mean, we definitely need to do concrete based. So if I do this, we can see the length, right? Yeah, and I'm not sure what the longest trains are we're going to use. Yeah, so what are we're obviously not going to start building it now, but tell me, what do you think a good length of train is? If you're planning, embarking on your train planning, what length of train do you actually use? So we need, obviously, them to be able to get out and then move on back. And then we need a little bit more room on this side. So what we'll need to do is just do that. We can still run them in parallel like this. There we go, something like that. And we just need to basically extend them a little bit. So we'll go back to the concrete ones, and we'll need to extend that. Oh, and I'm not snapping switched off. Get the snapping back on there. And we'll do, that's 250, 300. Something like that. Okay, so we'll do something like that. We'll assign it for construction, and then once it gets out of there, we'll see about tying it in through there. I do wonder, I can't remember if we can make it all work like this. Something like that. Well, I don't think we can do that. We will need to do them one at a time. So we'll need to do something like this to get the get it back. So what we need to understand is, well, actually, what is that length? So that's about 300 plus whatever goes in there. So it's about probably 330, 340 or something. So it might still not be quite long enough. So I may, that's interesting. We can do waypoints, right? Try the waypoint trick here as well. Yeah, waypoint trick works quite well. There we go, waypoint trick there. We'll trim that back a little bit, and we'll waypoint trick our way through these again. Okay, so now might even trim it back a little bit more. Yeah, but that means we're going to extend the entire thing a lot longer. But I think this is about Don't think we're really going to run trains that's longer than this. Well, at least not initially. We might have to rebuild something at some point, but at least not initially. So I think that's the kind of idea. So these guys can now store here. So we'll do that, and then we'll check what's the length we've got here now. 300, probably around 400 meters. And I think that's okay, but you do let me know in the comments what do you think the length should be. And then if we go back this way, we would want to do about the same thing. So it's all the way to the end of where it is at the moment. So let's just do that. And so that's our line. Go about doing that. And what you do here is you probably do this and that, something like that. There we go. So that's our new setup that's going to accommodate much longer trains in this area, and have a bit of storage space ready to go. So that's kind of the idea. Now, what we'll need to do is we will need to head on over to done. This thing done. Yeah, I'm still struggling with this. Let's just. Oh, it's low priority. That's why. Let's up the priority here a little bit, and then we should probably start construction on this as well. Nothing's assigned here, right? Yeah, nothing's assigned. That was the issue. Yeah, we definitely need a little bit more in terms of that going on. What is our what do we? Let's have a quick look at our flat supply. Yeah, absolutely. Probably getting escapes at the moment. Yeah. Okay. So let's continue construction over here, and that one can be a medium priority. So we've got a high priority and a medium priority, and so hopefully the next round of steel is going to make its way this way. Yeah, workers, man, workers. Nothing done there yet. Okay, now, if we are going to come and load these things up with train all the way over here, right, and we need to kind of figure out what it is that we're going to do regarding train mainline. I am tempted to run the train through here somewhere so that we can ultimately cross the bridge on that side. But we'll then have to see about probably getting it up this way first. Okay, so let's look at that. So we'll run it straight for a little bit longer here. And then one thing that I'll be doing is doing a nice sweeping curve this way, right, to try and get up towards that side. And then the question is, well, we could then run through this way as well. So we could have something like this, and we didn't have to do it right on there. Crossing not allowed, huh? So I'm thinking something like that, okay? And then through there, I believe that'll work. Oh yeah, that'll work quite nicely. And then as we continue up this way, we could then also do a little something like this. And the question is, I mean, it's not going to be, you want it to be pretty large, I think. That's it's quite interesting. It's not properly, unless we kind of do that, but that's still gonna cause us a little bit of a headache here. We could do this, right, which will give us a little bit of extra room here. We'll do that and that. Okay. And then what we'll do is we'll something like this over here. We'll see about tying that in this way. Yeah, I think that's not too bad. Probably not trying to do the S-curves the way we should be doing that over there. I could actually take this back a little bit further so we have a little bit more room. So I think that's kind of the starting point of what we're going to do here. And then this guy obviously has to. Let's just have a look at this. How are we? Are we able to? Hang on, let's actually try it from the other side and see about how that's going. Again, see, these guys are again too close to one another, so still the trick I've tried there still didn't actually work. Now actually let's plan it from this side instead. So what we need to do is a train aggregate loading facility, which we need that, but we also need just the aggregate storage, to be honest. So if I have a quick look at our construction, I can never find things. Never. Construction. Coal. Where can I find the aggregate storage? Storages. Open warehouse, small meat storage, grain storage. You know, everything apart from what I'm actually looking for, isn't it? It has to be here somewhere, right? Here we go. Storage. There we go. I think we'll start off with a pretty large one. This is these things are enormous and they're going to be very costly to build, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to do a standard large aggregate storage, probably as close to it as possible. Probably not as, because we may want to have an extra mine somewhere. So let's do this. Plan that out, and then we go back to the aggregate rail loading. Train aggregate loading. No, come on. That's a small one. Tiny little aggregate loading. No, we're definitely not using that. We're going to use this one because we're going to start trying to get things working a little bit bigger. So if we flip this one around, make that work. And can we, however, get that really the best we could do? We could do this. Yeah, okay, this can work. And then we'll just bypass it on that side. Yeah, I think that's about right. Let's do this. Yeah, get those things nice and close together. I don't think we need anything fancier than that. And we'll get ourselves, just make sure we plan for a bit of a road here, actually. I don't like having multiple roads off of it, so we'll do something like this. That's going to be okay. And there's going to be our rail setup, so we'll come out of there. And of course, what we can do is do a little something like this, and then from there, bring it down. Yeah, actually, I like that. There goes our rail. Okay, now we're not going to get this rail up and running very soon, I think. So that's the indicative rail setup, and what we'll need to do is on the other side bring the rail across here. So that is an interesting one. So if we're going to do that, we're going to definitely need to raise it up. And quite interesting, look how we're kind of on that little plateau here. So if we wanted to raise it up here, that's actually not a bad spot for it, to raise the rail over here. And then we go down. We don't necessarily need to do that straight away, but trying to come back and do it later might be quite problematic though. But I think Yeah, we just need to keep an eye on that. Oh, we are harvesting. Does that mean we've got stuff here? Okay. Let's have a quick look at that. We've got the stuff ready to go here. That's good. And that's 248 tons. So what we'll do is currently collecting it at the customs house, right? So if we add that one over there and say, guys, you can load until you're done with it, and only then load this. How do can we make this a lower level option or something? I don't know. Let's just leave it there, and hopefully we'll see these guys going to collect it over here as well. I just want to have a look. Are we going to see one do that, or are they just going to... Oh, yeah, there we go. Excellent. These guys are unloading crops and they're going in here, and they're going straight through that way. Excellent. So we're getting our crops. The crops are much closer. So hopefully we will fill this thing up a little bit better now. And this guy's bringing some meat, and this guy's bringing more crops. It's actually working okay. I'm hoping that guy's going back there, and then this guy. You're going to move something for us? Yeah, you're moving some food somewhere. You're bringing in some crops, but hopefully you'll go and get them over there now. Okay, now you're going back to the customs house, though. Yeah, well, let's do both of them for a little while and just see if that helps us out a little bit. This money is not looking too bad. Oh, look at that. Look at that. So that means in the month of July, let's just quickly have a look at this. In the month of July, last month, we exported 50,000 rubles worth of exports. We only imported 33,000. And for some reason... Anyway, yeah. So I don't think we're quite making money yet because we're still paying the loan, but I think we're getting very close now. Now I think when we're building this, yeah, we need to plan this thing out. Okay, so excellent. So that is underway, which I like. I'm not doing the wood stuff, right? Yeah. Let's do that. So the idea is really, so let's run. Well, let's see about that as an option. That should be sufficient space to cross if we wanted to. And then what I'm after is actually a bit of a, yeah. We do something like this. Yeah, but we don't want to, okay, actually maybe we'll bring it in a little. And we'll cut it straight through here, and bring it down like that. I think that should be okay in terms of our initial rail planning. So we'll just have to see about how we cross there, but then we can start getting some stuff ready to go here. It's not the button I'm after, this one. So then we can, I think, start doing maybe a bit of a yard here. That's kind of the idea, a bit of a yard where we can actually start our construction from, because it'll have to go back the other way, I think. Yeah, but we can start our construction. Maybe this S isn't great, but that's okay. This is waiting on steel. Yeah, steel is the bottleneck for us. That's done. Okay, so people have moved in, which is great to see. It's really great to see. The next one is going on. It's on a medium priority, and it has construction underway. I may drop the... Oh, actually, no one is actually going to work there right now. I mean, I'm not sending anybody beyond what the buses will do. Are we making steel a little bit quicker now? Maybe a little bit, not a lot. Okay, this is starting to get there. What I need to do is probably bring in a lot of new faces here. So let's bring in the third world immigrants here. Now they are initially not going to be working. Actually, can do even more. Something like that. That should help us out a little bit. Now we've got a lot of unemployment. Lots of them are due to low education, so we'll need to get them educated first. But I think that was a good use of that money and just trying to up our game a little bit. So now we're over the 3,000 people here. There's still plenty of room. More than 100 people can still move in here as things go. But that is starting to look pretty good. Happiness isn't too bad at the moment. It didn't drop off too badly. But slowly, everybody should be getting their stuff. What I am worried about is just making sure that this can accommodate. I think we're definitely very close to the last of what we can do with these guys because they we won't be able to service everybody all the time or much longer. That's the issue. The store and a lot of these facilities are not big enough to accommodate a population much higher than what we've got now. So maybe if, you know what, yeah, actually when this is done, this will be 3,500 and that's it. I don't think we can do any more than that here. Then we'd have to start the next city, which will be the plan. This has got plenty of crops and that's got plenty of crops and oh, that is looking beautiful. That is looking beautiful. We're at the end of August. I think we're just going to run to the end of August and then we're going to stop this episode. While we hopefully get a few more things done. What are you missing over here? Still steel. Missing some steel. Lots of construction underway. Oh, that's done. That's done. This is underway. Excellent. Excellent. Also missing steel. Lots of steel requirements. 50 people here is good. That is good. How much do we have here? Oh, this is looking good. Look good and healthy at the moment. We could be exporting more of this stuff, but we're not doing that just yet. Yeah, we may set something up to try and get that done. I think this is going to work okay. What I was kind of interested in is to see if we can get everything harvested before. Oh, and moved, of course. Yeah, I think it's okay. This one has a little bit left. Yeah, there we go. Everything's done. I can come and pick some stuff up here. There's a little bit going on in there. Excellent. And there should be crops available aplenty. Excellent. This is working really well now. What is this guy doing? Yeah, that's the food movements. Excellent. So that should help us out a little bit. If we have a look at our current imports, we should still have grain imports, but yeah, maybe a lot less. Excellent. Excellent. Actually, we may actually go profitable. We may actually be very close to being profitable, and we can move a few more things through. So that's not actually doing anything because we don't have any steel moving. But it's looking really good. Looking really good. This thing bothers me. This thing bothers me. I'll have to replan it. But I think the idea here. Oh, and let's see. What is the next one I want to do? Okay, so let's now that we've got all the way over there, let's just make a start on this one and on that one, and we should be able to. Well, we can't do both of them at the time, so it's going to be an interesting one. So let's assign there, and we'll get that construction going, and then we'll do the other one. So there is a road available now, and they're all traveling on the quick one over here. These should all be working. Okay. Now this is technical services, so we are ready to go the next round. We've got a basic technical services piece over here. Oh, this thing. What is this one doing? This is when we've got more than 80% fuel, we are actually then moving the fuel. We're exporting it, but I don't think that's, yeah, this needs to happen as well. This is going to take a lot of steel too. We do need to keep an eye on that. Okay, this is good. Now, how quickly can we get that little section done? Just going to quickly trim this one back and potentially then do what exactly? Do we tie that in that way? And that way, and let's make a start on that. They can still run through on that one. So let's just do 4 and assign these two so we get those done. This shouldn't be too far away. We need 5 more tons of steel. There's too many workers here. Too many workers here at the moment. So let's just make sure no one is coming this way. There's lots of... That's all done. Yeah. Now the buses are running there. Once we get this built, we can then start doing some other things. Yeah, this is all good. I like it. And we're still busy moving things through here. We still have a fair bit there and there, so we're okay. Excellent. End of August. Let's quickly get there. Oh, 20k again. Okay, let's just get to the end of August and we'll quickly have a look at the numbers, and then I'll call it the end of the episode. We are slowly and steadily progressing and starting some planning for more interesting things like rail. But yeah, our city is about as big as we're gonna have it here. So we will have to start planning out the next one. Now, the 1st of September. And let's have a quick look. If we go back and we have a look at last month, we exported lots of clothes, 20,000 rubles, lots of power actually, and that's maybe something we can do a little bit more of as well as we pick up the extra oil jacks. We exported alcohol at a reasonable price. We exported a bit of food at a reasonable price and a little bit of fuel actually. Not bad at all. But fuel exports is a little bit less exciting to me because we need the fuel for the most part. Now, if we go into the imports side of things, the fabrics, of course, the coal, of course, the iron, the meat, a much reduced number of crops than we used to. And obviously we're importing water and a little bit of food actually. It's interesting that we're importing a little bit of food. So something is still importing a little bit of food. It might be because we have a backup one, but that's okay. I'm not worried about that. So that's all good. Now, if we look at this, we get to the bottom here, and I think ultimately what that means is we still lost 15,000. But 15,000, losing 15,000 is much more palatable to where we were a while ago. So guys, I'm going to put a cut in this episode. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed it. And yeah, tell me what you think about the rail planning. What were the rail links that you were after or that you use? So I just want to kind of gauge against that a little bit. What do you think of this intersection here? And I think that should be big enough, at least in the early game, until we later need to maybe build something a little bit stronger. And of course we'll need some turnarounds and stuff on this side. But yeah, it's starting to look pretty good though. I am liking what this is doing. And then the question is, where does our next little population center go? Do we potentially do something over here that then spills across the bridge, or what do we do? I think a riverside spot over here wouldn't be too bad, and that will actually bring some stuff in. It's nice and close to the freeway. We could actually have a bit of a road interchange to this side so that we don't do anything further up here. So we can just connect this on that side. So this becomes one big one. Yeah, something like that. Interesting stuff. I'm really enjoying this. I'm having a lot of fun. And if you did too, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Bye-bye.